Yeah, a lot of metaphors and illusions.
All right, the stream has started. So, I gotta say, I really do. Um, what a good episode, right, guys?
Yeah, it was a great episode. It's
So,
just a shame that a lot of what happened in it won't necessarily raise it as high as other episodes, but it was still good quality.
yeah, like we discussed off screen, like it's just I don't think this episode could have ever touched.
I despise the Red Sky, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's another thing. I'm curious, how they're going to pull off the meteor scene. Like the red sky could open up and we still see the meteor, but like I don't know. I've definitely
yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely artistic choices that can do it, but they lost the translucent effect that they could have had
hmm
yeah.
had they not gone with the red sky.
Yeah, I think like the structure's freezing. That's like completely fine. I love it, and I would just prefer to have like like I think Bleach is missing like which I expected for the Quincy's to have like snowish white sky, white blue. I
Yeah,
don't know. That's what I expected.
exactly. I guess we should say
I guess.
spoilers for people that haven't watched the episode, but this is definitely
Yeah.
not a spoiler free review.
Yeah. At this point, we just haven't talked as much that we haven't spoiled the whole episode, essentially.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say, like, the point of the red sky is like to combat the very blueness of like what the Queen's Escape is. But
hmm
I don't know how it's gonna play out later.
Yeah, it's so I will say the effect is cool. I'm not gonna say the effect isn't cool, like the way it like ate up the Seirete and everything, but the just plain red sky, like I know we talked about this, I think in maybe another live stream about the contrast of the blue and red and getting the purples and stuff like that, which is cool. But I don't know if seeing a plain red back like maybe if it was like so like how the effects look when it's forming is dope because there's like spatters of black and like this oily kind of like mass moving in the red. But when you're inside the dome, it's just a red canvas. Which if they would have kept maybe like the oily blackness, I think would have been a lot better. But I guess I guess the number one thing to talk about first is the opening. And I'll say right off rip, it's far better than Core One's opening. It's not. I don't even think it's close. You literally have
I'd
like,
say definitely
hmm
keep going.
yeah. It's like I
What's
think
the
it's
ending?
just.
Wait, is Astral talking?
Can you not hear me?
Yes.
Oh God, wait.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. Can you hear me?
I didn't mute that. Wait, what the
Alex, can
fuck?
you hear him?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, I can hear him now. I can hear him now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was?
Maybe the song. Maybe I'll say one thing. Maybe Core One has over. Maybe the song isn't necessarily better than Core One's song, but I think it's still not a bad song. And I think the visuals are just it dunks on Core One like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did what's it called? Did they foreshadow Rukia freezing Asnod?
Yes, they did. And see, and this is why I think it's so much better than Core One because like the events are foreshadowed or like they're metaphoric. In the first one, they just showed you what happens in Core One. They just blatantly show it to you. And
Yeah. A lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah,
yeah,
in Core One, I would say what I really liked were the flower things, each representing the like the squad. I would say that's like the I'd say better than Core Two's opening, but everything like even maybe the song. I love the electric guitar.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also like seeing the characters in like their alt outfits, their like World of the Living outfits. I think it's really cool. I know the Bleach fan artists and fanfic artists are gonna go crazy. They're gonna go
Definitely.
crazy. But yeah, so like you have like Rukia hitting Asnot with a snowball. You have Soy Phone when she's going to punch BG9, she's like wrapped in Christmas lights, which is hilarious. Like I this intro is so fun to watch because there's so many details. Like the Bambies inside the karaoke room, fantastic. I love it. It makes sense for their characters. It's just it's I don't know, it's great.
And Bambietta and Canis are fighting over a Game Boy, essentially, or an iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
because
two hotheads.
if you were if you were to watch this opening, like if you didn't know what Bleach is, you would think this is like a slice of life, no joke. But
Yes.
then I love the contrast. It's a meme opening, right? But it has like a lot of brutal, like who's going to kill each other, for
Yes.
like kind of foreshadowing. So
Yeah, that's especially with Basby and Toshiro.
I love how the first thing that
dude, I
Viz
need.
posts from the episode is the intro.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I didn't see Kenpachi is the one that's hanging out with Shinsui and Nanao in the bar in the intro.
Yeah, then he throws the rose. Wait, what's the symbolism behind Kimpachi?
Oh yeah, so we were
Um,
talking about this. The flowers, he's throwing them off the bridge. He's throwing them off for Yachiru. I'm gonna let you guess at
Oh,
who I'm talking about.
which Toshiro? Yeah.
Yeah.
it's actually sad.
Yeah, because she's not in
That's
either. She's not. We were talking about this in Havoc's VC. She's not in any other point in the intro.
Yeah,
And then I was
that's
making
sad as
note that
fuck.
the only people attending that funeral though is Kisuke and Yorichi. That's like really sad to me. Oh, and then what Candace said, Grammy and Asnot hanging out together skateboarding is hilarious. I love it.
yeah, it is.
I think that's like the most random.
It's like, but it is the two loners of the group, so it makes sense they'll probably end up being
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's actually not that random, I guess.
weirdly
Yeah.
best friends.
You like being alone? Yeah, I like being alone too. Did we just become best friends? No, no, we didn't.
The two quiet
Oh,
kids.
you love silence? I also love silence.
Silence. Let's be silent together. It's gold, man. I love it. Yeah, so the intro is great. I have like almost no complaints about the intro. I really don't. It's the alt uniform, the alt outfits, Shuhei and Ganju having a rap battle in front of Ikaku and Yumichika as Yumichika's a DJ. That's like that's so hype, bro. Like
That's probably canon too.
yeah, what's cool about it is like I love how they're paired off in the intro. Like, and this is so funny. Like, you could do an entire video just about the intro. Like, the people that are paired off have some sort of relationship with each other. So, like, Shuhei, Ganju, Ikaku, and Yumichika are all from poor districts in the Rukongai. Like, so it's actually like kind of cool that there are the ones that are kind of doing something that's considered. I would say rap is definitely more mainstream now, but like I think Japan it's still considered gangster culture. So it kind of does make sense that those guys are the ones that are kind of like hanging out doing a rap battle. Ichigo in his like iconic rain, um, sitting out in the rain by himself. And like Uryu fans and fangirls must be losing their minds. That black suit with the white tie, whew. Like Kubo needs to stop making Uryu the drippiest character. It's supposed to be Ichigo.
But the most brilliant thing of all time, York arriving in a helicopter.
Yeah. Oh, I must have
What the
missed
balls?
this. I missed this. Did you see Kensei and Mask doing like a Power Rangers esque fight on stage? That's definitely an
I think
intro.
I actually did. I actually can't even picture in my head.
That's crazy. Basby throwing a basketball at Toshiro's face, I think, is like probably the most meme thing in the entire intro.
It is. That scene's glorious. That's just gonna get gift over and over again.
Expect to see that in the next couple videos. Basby pegging Toshiro with a basketball. Then you got one of my favorite sequences. Shinji doing the side building walk and then kicks the sign at Bambietta.
That's actually funny.
That's gold. But yeah, also
the way I'm being treated, I'll do that too.
mm-hmm. But yeah, also another cool thing is the I never noticed that in the intro that Kang Do is like he looks like a creeper, which is hilarious to me. Like he's wearing like a hat and a cloak and he just looks creepy. Oh my bad, Rukia doesn't hit him
with
with
someone else for that, but like
what for a soy phone?
I guess.
I'm sorry, not Kang Do, BG9. I apologize. I didn't mean to say Kang Do.
Oh yeah, BG9. Yeah, he definitely would be.
What do you think about BG9's voice?
I don't think it's bad.
I don't think it. I think it's all right. Compared to like someone like the Totos that sticked out to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad at all, honestly. I can think of worse things. Also, it's not a snowball. Oh wow, the chat's kind of busy. What's up, guys?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. I say that like, oh my god, I never have anyone in the chat. So sad. New episode was good. So I guess we could stop talking about the
actual episode instead of the intro.
Yeah, I don't know. The intro's so good to me. I love it. It's fantastic. Also, correction, it's not a
definitely.
snowball that Rukia hits Asna with. She sprays him with a fire extinguisher.
Wow.
Not gonna lie, kind of a dick move, you know? That man was just minding his business skateboarding and
Wait,
someone
it's
just comes up to him with a fire extinguisher.
mm-hmm.
Wait, asking Rukia and asking on a date?
As I don't think that's asking. I'm pretty sure that's Byakuya.
What?
I actually found it hard to tell between the two.
Yeah. It's the art
No,
style.
but it has the asking fucking what's the thing on it that comes like between his on the face. What's the thing called? When you have like your hair, it's not like a fuck. You know how he has like his hair is like bent backwards, but then he has like small stripe of hair for his face.
Yeah, I'm curious what everyone else thinks about the episode. So let's the intro was amazing, better than Core 1. Core 1's outro is still the best. Huh?
Sorry, it is Byakuya.
Yeah.
No. Fuck.
It looks like Byakuya.
Because I see Askin. No, it is Byakuya. Because Askin's like right in the next scene with Bazby and Kangdu. He has just one, but Byakuya has two.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thumbnail for this live stream. Is I got the clip of Asnot laying on the couch. But yeah, let's get to the episode. So so the episode kind of it starts off with the announcement. I don't think anything was wrong. I will say my first nitpick of the episode, when Yuha's giving his speech about, retribution against the Soul Reapers, when they're doing the panning shot of like the rows of the Sternritter from behind, Yuha Ba's mouth isn't moving in the background. It's something that you have to actually look at for it to bother you, but because I looked at it, bothered me. That's probably like my first nitpick.
Communicate with Reishi or something.
You know what? Good excuse.
Communicating with Reishi. I'm just kidding.
Yo, that's actually. I mean, that technically is correct. Yeah.
It's just like he obviously was talking in previous parts.
Yeah. Could you imagine how scary that is? Like one moment his mouth is moving, then it stops, and you could still hear his voice in your head. Uh,
That'd be funny.
yeah. Oh, someone. Oh, this is interesting. No, I'm done. We're not talking about the intro. So I will say this. We talked about this a little bit off the VC that the episode itself isn't as good as episode 1 of Core 1, but we talked about how like that's not really possible for it to be better because that was the return of Bleach. It's been a decade and there was action, emotion, and a whole bunch of other stuff going on in episode 1. This one is definitely a slow episode. It's a slow burn, but I think it gave us a lot of new tidbits to think about and talk about. Scaling, characters' origins, things like that. So, is there any
Yeah,
place we
definitely.
want to start at, in particular?
I mean, we went toward the opening, I guess. They switched the what's called what's the name of the chapter? Godlike Q. We put it here, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is like there's no narration, I guess. I mean, you can still say what's happening, but like there's like no how you actually came to be. It's like visually shown, but it's not like explicitly stated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a key thing out for that one, but like I guess they're just trying to go for the silent vibe for it. I guess.
Yeah. I think the chanting really worked. It's very ethereal. Just like the people, his children just screaming. Not screaming, but they're chanting "You-ha, you," and it just progressively gets louder as Yuha gets bigger. Um, I kind of like that it's put here. Uh, I just hope there's more. They do expand on it later, because like we were talking about this, and I think it opens up a whole new theory about like Yuhaba's mother that we were talking about, and like
Yeah.
we know he was like this black mass that kind of grew limbs as people touched it, and it became more of a thing. So he might not actually even have a mother, but he might have had a wife. And I think this leads to like one of the lines that's said in the episode about like Uryu looking at the Ishida family book and finally realizing who he is. And I wonder, and I was saying this before, I wonder actually if Uryu is a direct descendant of Yuha, because for me that would be the only way it would make sense that he would survive the Ashvalen, because if the Ishidas are direct descendants, maybe the Ashvalen doesn't work on people who aren't who are Yuha. Like, I don't think anyone could probably
Yeah.
Ashvalen Yuha.
I think that makes sense, but like the problem is now like in Bleach, everyone's like some sort of relation of like Rhea or like Ewok.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a little weird.
Matt said Yuha was inside a woman's womb in the intro. Yes, he was. So it's weird because it's like in the anime he is, but in the manga he wasn't. So I wonder if the womb was added by Kubo, or maybe it was another oversight that got through. We'll see. That's what I'm saying. I think there's definitely more to be said about Yuha, because he doesn't call himself the son of the Soul King for no reason. Like, it would be weird for him to just go around and be like, I'm the son of the Soul King. I'm the son of the Soul King, and it's like, okay, but you're not. You're just like some black mass that gained sentience. So he probably actually is like a child of the Soul King. So I'm definitely interested. Maybe his mom is the one. Oh, you know what I never thought about? That scene in the trailer where we see a woman standing in the Dongai. I wonder if she threw baby Yuha into the Dongai. Like when
Maybe.
like when the Soul King was getting maimed by the great nobles, maybe she ran away and then threw Yuha into the Dongai, and that's how he ended up in the
In
world.
an attempt to save him.
Yeah. It would make
Oh,
that would make
interesting.
so much more sense for him to rebel and want to save his father. Yeah, that opens up a whole
Wonder.
new thing, bro.
I then wonder what happened to his mother afterwards.
Yeah, I can't
Like
imagine the great nobles left her alive, honestly. Especially with
nothing
like,
good. Nothing good.
yeah, especially with the Suna Ishiro. Like, there's no way she's still alive.
Usually the story is when a woman throws a child away. Usually it doesn't end well for them
Yeah,
Doma,
because they
Inosuke.
know something's gonna happen
Sh-
bad. Yeah.
shit. I'm pretty sure Moses' mother died right after she put him in the basket too. It never. I think Gilgamesh. Did Gilgamesh's mother die when she did the same thing? I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so it probably she's probably dead for sure. Um,
Yeah, I remember another story which is completely unrelated to this one. Like this wife basically gave a child away to this guy to make sure that gets to the father, and then she threw herself into a well.
Yeah.
But
It's
that's like
really.
ancient Chinese history right there.
Hmm. Yeah, so it would make sense then if that's what, because Kubo draws on mythology from like everywhere, so it's bound to be somewhere. Um, that just opens up a whole new thing for Yuhaba, which a lot of people, I know why a lot of people don't like him because you feel like he has no characterization. But I think with all this extra stuff we might be getting, it'll really develop his character a lot. So that opening sequence of like the sperm hitting the egg and then forming into Yuhaba and all that other stuff, like that's amazing. I love that entire sequence, and then just him giving his soul to all the people and the hands raising him up and chanting his name like that. That really gives you gravitas on like this guy is the god king of the people of the Quincy. And it's interesting that
That's
he
why they revere him so high, even though he treats him really poorly.
yep. Well, so that I said this in my faction wars video that like I think Yuha was cruel to that first set of Stern Ritter and it didn't really work out. But it seems like under Drugrim, like the Quincy are treated a bit better because Robert, when later in the series when Robert is puts a gun to little Toto's head, he's like, "You young ones don't remember how ruthless Yuhaba can be." And it's like, so I really like it kind of says something that maybe his behavior has changed a bit because maybe he realized that didn't work the first time around. But based on like Royd's
Yeah,
memories, I don't think maybe he was that cruel because Royd thinks that Yuha would care about his fellow Quincy.
I think he always has because like he always thought of them as like a children and they're always with him. Like they like he has a strange relationship with them, but like the thing is like he always had like this sort of idea like they'll be happy to do this, and that's why he'll be happy because they did this for him willingly
Mm-hmm.
in this
Yeah.
strange, weird way.
Oh, I
I
love
think
Bambi
I
his
think
nails.
it's
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of weird. In my this is always what I had against Yuha, I guess. Uh, it would have made more sense if Aizen was this cruel towards what's called the Espada. Like I would imagine Yuha would be more caring, cause think of like at the end of the day, he's not like Muzan, or like he's spreading his kind out of his out of his, not because he wants to, but because he has to find a blue spider lily.
Mm-hmm.
But like Yuha, these are like kind of his children. Like I just never sit right with me that like Yuha is just like this cruel, I guess. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's fine if he's like a strict warrior, a leader, but he- I don't know. I would wish more if he was like a bit more compassionate when like the war isn't around.
Yeah, I think it would have made
I
him a
don't know.
far more interesting character because like we were just talking about, he wants to get revenge for his father. At the same time, he wants to like, because he uses the slaughter of the Quincy both 1,000 years ago and 200 years ago as a way to justify this like holy crusade against the Soul Reapers, which like he's not wrong, and a lot of the Quincy we see buy into that, and then you kind of see some of the other Quincy like Bambietta who kind of don't really give a fuck. They're just kind of here to fight. Um, I don't know. I think there are moments where you see Yuha is nice, and then other moments. I do like the theory though that like as he takes in souls, like bits of their personality are actually affecting him. So that kind of explains sometimes when he isn't as I guess nice as can be for a king.
The problem
I don't.
is a lot of his aspect is like based off of like his existence is like they have to die for him to live.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fair,
And
I
yeah.
like
mean
that
that's
does
fine.
factor
That's
in.
fine. That's fine. That's why I'm fine with like him leading a war. Like that's why I said like outside of war, like okay, and during the war he doesn't really care that much if they die, but outside of war when there's like no real reason to be like cruel towards them, like why is he still a dick?
Oh no, no, like legitimately he has to be even, and because like otherwise like his eyes won't open the next day essentially.
Yeah. Like we get why he has
Yeah,
to eat because like you said, explain he has to, or like he's gonna revert back to that baby form, that little black mass. Um, so I don't know. It's it's interesting, I think. But yeah, let's get back to the episode. So we had the opening sequence of Yuhaba with the being born and the chants and whatnot. Then we get to the announcement. Um, do we or do we not like that they showed the Schutzstaffel?
I think I like it because like it kind of shows that they all know who they are,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows them a part of like the actual Stone Riddle instead of being like there's these people that just appeared out of nowhere. Like you get the stage of like, oh, the people on stage with Ewok have like some kind of like major significance, especially when like Uru walks on stage and they're like, oh my god, why is he there? It's like it really shows like the strong like they're the top elites of the whole arc.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Um, I would say like you said, so when they don't, so when they show up later, it's not just crazy that like these random guys showed up, but like also like you said, they're already on stage with Yuhaba, so it shows that they're a step above the other Sternritter. Um,
It also shows that Nianzol definitely wasn't really included in that part.
oh yeah, that's right. That's good. No one can say Nyanzel's one of the strongest. Although I do think his shrift is pretty strong. I will say that.
I'll say that scan. Maybe depends on whether that scan still appears about the York's strongest warriors going up there.
Yeah.
But it'll
Oh.
be anyway. Keep going with the
Yeah,
the
no, no,
review.
no. That's good. That's a good catch. I've forgotten about Nyanzel. I'm not gonna lie. I always forget about him. It's really funny.
Well, to be honest, he hasn't really appeared much.
Yeah, him and Gwenio Lee, like for some reason, and Gwenio Lee, like forgetting him, that's kind of like that's par for the course. Like that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, when
um,
did Grammy even create him? Is the joke would be.
yeah, we don't know how long. But definitely, I think that was good. What happens after that? It, I honestly thought we would get the Soul King flashes and everything this episode. I'm surprised to see that that's not happening yet. We didn't even really get to see Ichigo interact with the Soul King at all this episode. We just kind of get to see that
Oh
like
yeah,
it
all that
was
stuff is gonna be happening in the next episode.
yeah. It's literally it was like, "Oh, Ichigo, you need to train with the Soul King. Here's a go ahead walk through here." And that was literally the end of that. It was
Yeah.
Ichibei telling Ichigo he needs to train. And then Ichigo's like, I want to go down the Soul Society. Ichibei's like, nah. And then it just kind of brings full circle about all the shit I've been talking about Ichibei, where even Shunsui's like, I really actually wonder if the old man is doing what's best for the Serete right now.
Yeah, yeah, he even drops that straight to Nana, and Nana was like, "What?" And then Shinsuke's like, forget I mentioned it."
Yeah, which, to be fair, like, again, this goes back to that conversation they had in Core 1, where it's like, your guys' job is to protect the Serete. Our job is to protect the Soul King. So,
Yeah, and even Ichigo brings it up to him directly. Like Ichi actually, literally is shit talking him there.
yeah.
Oh, you guys just stood by and watch while the Soul Society gets decimated. Like, and to be honest, like he's correct. Like because Ichigo essentially walks over all their traditions. He's got
Yeah.
to call it out for sure.
Yeah, so I actually
Then
wonder if like if we're supposed to, because if Ichigo, like you said, is like he's always been our critique of Soul Society. Every time Soul Society does something wrong, Ichigo is there to call it out. So I really wonder if like this is Kubo saying that Ichibei is wrong for how he's doing his job. Because I think we're all in agreement that we think Ichibei is doing his job poorly.
he is, and on top of that, like he even says like, "Oh, for the last 1,000 years, the Soul Society has gotten weaker," and it's just like, okay, my guy, but like that doesn't matter. You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You didn't even try to fix it. You're just saying it because you're just watching it.
Oh, it's a Halloween thing. It wasn't Christmas, it was Halloween. But so okay, yeah, so we got that and then so we got the Ichibei Ichigo scenes. It's official, Rukia is stronger than Renji. I'm so happy we can say that. I'm like ecstatic. I'm over the moon about this. Uh I know the Renji haters are going to come for me, but I mean, personally, I don't care. It's a like I at first I was like I wasn't sure. So like he says, "Oh, this isn't the kind of training I like, where we just sit here and point a sword at an ally and we just stand here." and then like you're sitting there like, really, this is the training they're doing? This is boring. And then and then it's revealed that like when they first got in the room, they couldn't even stand up. Not like they were on their
Yeah,
knees or
now they
anything.
can.
They were face first on the wood.
Yeah, and they were literally chatting now, and that's what Ichibe was waiting for them to be like somewhat be able to move to some degree, for him to do something with them.
Yeah. I definitely think this is gonna justify their training a bit. Now, I'm curious to see if Byakuya is gonna do the same thing. So I think this will definitely justify some of their power boosts that they get between a Bankai boost and the spiritual pressure training or whatever they're doing. It's just Kubo kind of ripping off a Dragon Ball again with the kind of like, it's kind of like a hyperbolic time chamber or like a gravity chamber where like the conditions in there are so brutal that they can't even stand up.
To be fair, at this point, that's something what they kind of have to do. Like, no meaningless little bit of training is going to help them at this point.
Yeah,
Like, it literally has to be that for something to change the result.
I agree. It's and because this is that thing where we talked about where a lot of stuff gets cut from the Thousand Year Blood War manga. This is one of those things I think we needed. Um, I really like that. Now we were also talking about this in Havix VC. I'm curious if we're going to get that scene. So like how when Renji's fighting Mask later, we see Renji get the reveal. I wonder if they're gonna do the same reveal for Rukia. Um, for sure. I really wonder if that's gonna happen.
Uh, I mean, I hope so, but like, they might be skipping. It's hard to say with new content and like introducing new things because they cut the whole baby stuff out and added as a key card,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like major Ewok war.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the absolute unit that is Shunsui Kiraku. Bro, when
Yeah.
he goes to the world of the living, Shunsui is huge, man. Like we rarely get to see him stand next to other people, like only ever at like captains meetings. But seeing him stand in front of like Keigo and Tatsuki and them, like that man is big.
Yeah. Oh, and he was extremely lucky that all three of them were together at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's interesting? I really do wonder, like, uh, I'm not gonna say that because I kind of reveal something later. But another good thing about the episode, I think, is just like all the tidbits that keep it from like being too boring, like all the little extra stuff, like that, those scenes. Because I know there are a lot of people who are fans of Keigo and Tatsuki and that whole World of the Living group. Honestly, I don't. I have to be honest. Was never that interested in them. Um,
Yeah.
because I was more interested in Ichigo building his relationship with people like Chad and or Hime and Uryu, and I think Uryu is
I
finally getting the character development he finally needed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
Because without, honestly, like we were just talking about this, without that graveyard scene in the episode recolors everything about the Quincy, and I love it so
Yeah.
much. That might be
And
my
what the
favorite
lost
scene.
Quincy really means for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that like might be my favorite scene in the entire episode because being the last Quincy isn't something to be completely proud about. It's just it's a almost a terrible. The title has two meanings. It's something to be proud about, but at the same time, it just means something so horrible. And just like how you were saying, if that graveyard is behind the family's house, that just makes it even worse.
Yeah. And on top of that, like you got there are just things that his father has had to do that's definitely probably mortified both himself and Uru.
Yeah, it's like, and you know what's really funny? Like, I feel like Udi's trying to hide how much contempt he actually has for Yuhaba, but he kind of can't. Cause like when he said that line about his mother, he's like, "I always wonder why my mother died." The way the voice actor was talking, like, I didn't feel like somber coming from him. I felt
Yeah.
like absolute contempt. that he's still alive while his mother died, and that the man sitting in front of him is the entire reason that that happened.
Yeah, essentially. And on
Yeah,
top of that, he has to placate to him as well. In
yeah,
niceties.
yeah. It's and then like I love how he establishes that Uryu's power isn't instantaneous. That he's
Yeah.
like his shrift is going to like grow into his body, which could even
And awaken soon, yeah.
mm-hmm. Which I wonder if that also maybe means that like it's not complete by the time we see it. Even
Yeah, definitely.
that'd be interesting.
But the thing is like he does say that you will see his powers in the world to come, which means the people from below need to at some point see his powers. Hopefully we get that fight.
Yeah, the Ichigo Uryu thing. I think that definitely needs to be a fight in the series. What was the other thing? What was Alex saying about? We were talking about scaling earlier with like Renji and Rukia, but now like he was saying something about. Was he saying Fullbring is now over Mugetsu? What was he saying about the new scaling we got with Ichigo?
I don't remember.
Uh,
But I think it was no, because you were the one that were talking about the training.
Yeah, so like True Shikai Ichigo. So in the manga, the way we see it is the moment Ichigo gets his True Shikai and his powers, he can go fight Yuhaba. That's how it's like portrayed in the manga. But now in the anime, we see that even with that power, he's not ready. He can't fight him yet. He in Ichibei doesn't even say like it's like some metaphoric thing of like mentally you're not in a place to properly defeat him. It's literally you're not strong enough. So
Oh, I think I might know what he kind of was referring to. It might
mhm.
be like because like a weakened Fullbring actually went and fought Ewok, and then like Ichibei's here now straight up saying that you can't even fight Ewok.
I
It
mean,
might be something like along the lines that he actually has to master it before like he can even like clash swords with Ewok.
yeah. I mean, I have a hard time. It's weird to me that he become depowered. I don't know. That's weird to me.
It's more of like he just has like massive amounts of power, but he just doesn't know how to use it, and that might have weakened him like lower than like Fullbring.
Mm.
But like I'm trying to think of like the best interpretation of what Alex might say without him actually being here.
Yeah. I guess I'll wait for him to either come back or maybe we'll discuss it again and we'll do a video on it. Cause like I don't think it changes the scaling at all because Ichigo now we know that like at least the form that gets the Shikai isn't as strong as the one that goes up and fights Yuha, but we know that he trains in between that time, and we see like the boost that Rukia, Renji, and Byakuya are gonna get just from doing whatever kind of training that is, that like gravity chamber training. So it's like with Ichigo, whatever he's doing with the Soul King, his boost is gonna be massive as well. So
Yeah,
it
oh,
still
and
holds
that
to me.
also
Hmm.
that sort of reminds me they cut the Senjumaru scene out.
Yo, right? You saw like that's one reason I want to like demerit the episode. Like, there's no Senjumaru. They could still do it, I guess, but like, I really hope that's not cut out because then it kind of leaves
The problem
Senjumaru
is
with nothing.
this would have been here. Yeah, this would that actually would have been it when they were talking to each other.
Yeah,
Or
because he
maybe it was
says
here later. Yeah.
they might show Byakuya getting his clothes because I'm pretty sure because like you said they say like, oh no, Byakuya is gonna have to go get touched by that woman, and
Yeah.
yeah, Rukia's like I can't imagine someone touching Byakuya like that, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
can't
it will
wait.
happen later in the next episode, like because we do know that we do are gonna get a bit of Squad Zero area stuff in the next episode anyway.
Yeah. I really hope Senjumaru gets some more stuff. She's my favorite Squad Zero member, so I hope we get a bit more of her. She was absent this episode. Her and
Yeah, she
Kirio were
she
absent.
basically is. Yeah, she's gonna be completely absent at this point, effectively.
I've actually been really the reason I'm disappointed that the Soul King wasn't really in this episode was because I want to see if my theory about the thing that Ichigo is holding is true. Like that wooden sword he picks up. I'm really wondering. I'm hoping that my theory about that thing is true because that'd be another thing I got right that I get to rub in people's
Interesting.
faces.
At least you'll be able to see it in the next episode, then for sure.
I hope so. So that's another thing. They didn't really build up in the manga. They build up the scene with um Omaida's family when
Yeah,
like before the Quincy showed up, so they can do the whole like kidnapping stuff and everything. I wonder if that's getting cut, cause
I think it got cut.
yeah, cause like we saw Omaida playing with his sister last core, and it wasn't as extensive as it is in the manga. So I'm curious that probably got cut.
The problem is it's supposed to happen like right before all this sort of stuff happens. So like he's meant to be already meant to be there
Yeah.
because like I even noticed weird thing like Askin like all the Quincy's like they're grouped up all together and it's like wow that means Askin got over here ran all the way over to Miyuri's area got in without them even noticing.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting how like they're walking all at the same time, and you're just like, aren't you guys supposed to be like fighting in different
Areas.
sectors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of like ruins also like the size of Serite, because part of the thing about later in the arc is that like when some people finish their fights, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go help this character, I'm gonna go over here and fight this character, and it takes them like forever to go get to the other side. So it's like, okay, Serite's big, but if they're all walking together into Serite, like they should just be able to just meet up with each other anytime. Um,
Yeah, literally. It feels like that.
but I think I'm curious. I would say this episode's like a solid 7. There's nothing amazing about it. There are tidbits that are really good about it. Um, and that's really all I can say. Like, I don't think there are many like downsides to it. There are a lot of
Yeah.
positives, but it's not very eventful. And like, there is extra lore stuff, but the lore stuff isn't like world breaking because some of it's not confirmed. So it's like a middle ground episode.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, I'm essentially gonna give it like the same rating. The only thing that really holds it back is that nothing eventful happens, like a big fight or anything like that. It really is just held back, like compared to like the first episode of the other Core. We got like Ichigo doing like Getsuga Tensho and all that. Here it's a little bit more mundane.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I genuinely do think that it could have been they could have done something else to make it better, like maybe move the Soul King stuff into episode 1, or maybe give a bigger reveal, cuz like Kubo did say like he was going to reveal why Uryu survived the Ashvalen, and then he kind of hints at it, but he doesn't drop it just yet. So I'm really wondering if like maybe during Ichigo's fight he's going to drop the bombshell of like, Ichigo, have you ever
It could be
Mhm.
It could be because I'm pretty sure there's a conversation between Ewok and Uriel. Like Uriel's like, "Oh, why did you do it like this? You're obviously like breeding content in your men." And then like Ewok's like, "Oh, isn't it obvious?" It might be said then.
Yeah, it might be dropped there. I don't know. It's very interesting. I think this episode was mainly meant to set up just episode 2. It almost feels like I don't want to say filler
Yeah,
episode, but like it's there to fill space and time.
yeah. Essentially, what everyone is doing before. Well, it's meant to be what were the Quincy's doing right before the war, essentially, and maybe a little bit of the Soul Reapers as well.
Shit, well, the Soul Reapers need to get their shit together because it's about to get serious.
Yeah, especially that Red Sky. I mean, the Red Sky is usually meant to symbolize like apocalypse.
Yeah. I really do want I really want the sky to part. So like I don't know if you've ever watched Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, so you remember the scene where Sephiroth is summoning the storm when he's fighting
Yeah.
Cloud? Like if the scene looks like that, I'll forgive the red sky. Like that one scene would make me forgive the red sky for the meteor, but otherwise like I can't see justifying it existing.
Yeah, I need to see what they do to settle with it, like the artistic choices they make later.
Because I'm like, against certain characters' abilities, I still don't see it looking good. Like, I'm trying to imagine Kensei's fight with Mask in full red sky, and I'm like, nothing about it is significant.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't change anything. Actually, even I would say, like, even the blood becomes less impactful because the canvas is red.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess whenever that sort of stuff happens, it's gonna be in that all in that blue area.
Do you think that the Soul King Palace is still gonna look how it looks now, later when they're fighting on it? Because if it is, all those fights are gonna be beautiful. But if they do another background change, I don't think the fights are gonna look as good.
It might be the same until the Quincy's take control of the area.
Yeah, if they do that, then that's gonna. I really hope that doesn't change the atmosphere, but it probably will.
Yeah, the only thing will be like how would Gerald look with the big red sky?
That'd be terrible. What about? I guess so. The outro. I have to say I'm thoroughly disappointed with the outro compared to last season. Last season's outro is just a banger. I listened to it
It was
without
a
the
very good one.
episodes, bro. So, what do you think about this outro?
I didn't really think much of it. I did really enjoy the previous one.
Yeah, like
Like at best, I could give it a 5, and then like at the, but because I'm bored of it, it's probably gonna drop lower.
yeah, like I after watching it, like I remember the intro. I remember the intro for this season because like there's so many things going on. It sticks out in my brain. The only thing I remember about the outro is like a pair of hands and a Quincy cross in it. Like that's all.
Yeah,
When I think of the outro, that's all I think of. Um. So
and the poem,
the what?
and then the poem that was after the hands thing.
Oh yeah, Rongiku's poem with Basby and Toshiro. That was a nice one. I did like that one. I didn't know that one existed.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm definitely curious about this one.
yeah. I wonder if that poem's gonna get memed with Batsby throwing the basketball at Toshiro.
Oh, I feel so bad for Toshiro fans. They're gonna have to suffer for quite a bit in this arc, bro. It's gonna be
There's a lot of
bad.
people that are gonna be suffering in the next episode.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be eating great, bro. I'm gonna be eating great for a few episodes until whatever episode that thing is in. When that episode drops, I'm gonna be a miserable person.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what happens because depending on how they do it.
I don't think there's any nice way to do it. I really don't. Bambietta's
I
fight for
think
the first half is gonna be. I'm gonna be talking shit online so much. You guys are gonna see me posting so much shit talking about Bambietta, and then the second
and
half,
then
bro, I'm gonna be.
completely flipped.
Yeah, people are gonna be sending me memes.
Yeah, definitely. But honestly, that should actually happen. Maybe not next episode. Maybe you see it at the end of it, but it should actually happen. It's either towards the end of next episode or the episode at the start of the next one.
Yeah, I can't
Because I
imagine
can't
it's.
imagine.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going too much longer. Besides, it can't be in the next 3 episodes. It's definitely within.
Well, see, I don't think it's gonna be next episode because between the Soul King stuff for Ichigo, Rukia and Renji coming back down, Byakuya, like I just don't think it's gonna have enough time to fit. I think I want to say actually no because like we still got to see Toshiro's fight. We still got to see um Soyphone's fight. So
Yeah,
before because both those fights kind of end before
and
Bambietta
then
starts. So Bambietta's might be all in one
that
episode.
that new fight that logically could happen here with Drugum
Oh,
and Shunsui.
yeah, that's right. You got the Jugum Shinsui thing. Whoever Iba's fighting, that's a
Yeah,
thing.
it's probably just gonna be a sold out, but like, yeah,
I hope so. I mean, to be fair though, Iba needs it. Like with what happens with
He
Iba
does.
later, he needs a fight. He really does.
He does need a one too, and also Shinji also kind of gets like a similar moment, I guess. I don't know when that one's gonna happen, but it definitely should happen before Bambietta. So I'm looking at next episode for that too.
Mm-hmm. I think,
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff jam packed in the next episode.
yeah, it's gonna be hard to prioritize what goes what, because what we're getting another 13 episodes for this core.
Yeah, probably, likely.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff to pack in there. I mean, they have quite a bit to pack in. So
But then again, they know that there's a lot of interest in this anime, so maybe they might extend it and give like an extra episode or two. But it's not gonna be much more than that. Like that's the best Steel Man of giving more like episodes.
I wish we could get like the Demon Slayer treatment of getting like 13 episodes and then getting like a mini movie as like a finale. That'd be, I
Oh
think
yeah,
I
yeah,
would love that. That'd be great.
that would be great.
we could
100%.
we'd have our own
I
Mugen
don't know if
train.
it's I don't know if it's true, but I did hear or I saw something on Twitter or like that there was like episode 24 or something like that was like an hour length. But I'm not putting too much stock in it.
That'd be great, man. That might be. Would that be Ichibe Yuha?
Likely.
Hmm.
It would be like towards the end of the arc, if anything at all. Essentially it's like the next 10 or 11 episodes. Yeah, it'll put it right at the end. Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know if. I guess you could make that fight an hour long. Um, or I mean, like there could be other content around it, but out of all
Well,
the fights in
it'll
the series,
probably
huh?
it'll be jam packed to Squad Zero fights back to back.
Oh yeah, they might finally do that stuff justice. I kind of want to see how that fight turns out. I want to see how they won. I really want to see how they won because there are a lot of, I was thinking about doing a video about like the best off-screen fights that like happened but we never got to see.
Yeah.
And that is I think, to me, in my opinion, that would be number one, because like there are so many hints that stuff happened in that fight just in like the few panels we see of the aftermath, and I'm just like, I
Yeah.
gotta see that fight, bro. I got to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But anything else you want to say about the episode?
Um, I I guess I'll just give the score again. 7 out of 10. The only problem with it is it just got held back because of the lack of events essentially in it. There's not much flashy, big fights or anything like that, which holds it back compared to like other ratings. Like all of other episodes are just gonna get ranked higher than this one just because they have events happening into it,
Hmm.
big fights, etc.
Yeah, agreed. I think what I'm gonna do is yeah, I'm gonna have to basically agree with that assessment. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think what saves it is a lot of like the miniature stuff. Oh, I just realized how rude we are. We didn't talk about the real Sternritter in the intro. I completely forgot there's a real Sternritter in there that we didn't talk about, but I'll leave that for another time. Um
Yeah.
yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. I think the tidbits save it. If I were to improve the episode, the one thing I would probably improve is removing some of the other stuff that happened and putting the Soul King content here. It might be too long to have put in this episode. Maybe that's why they probably moved it to another episode. But I think if they wanted season episode 1 to have the same like punch that some of the other, like hell, like we said, they're never gonna touch Core 1's episode 1 because there's just so much other outside meta stuff that goes with that. But I think if they wanted
Yeah.
this to have punch, there should have been a massive big reveal, whether it's a fight, lore dump, or something that just really catches some of the other people. But otherwise, I did like the episode.
We'll add like maybe they should have started like the Basby fight towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
like just to get them started.
And replace the burner finger with a basketball.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
That would have been great.
that just reminded me. Funny enough, one of the things I was hoping for with the series was Basby's gloves. So you remember how I was talking about like Basby when he uses his
Yeah.
burner fingers, there are like these things on his gloves that light up, or like his boots, they light up when he's using his abilities. They're there.
Yeah.
The little rivets are actually there in his glove when he's about to fight Jugram. I'm so happy that was kept in. That's such a small detail, but it's like one of my favorite things about Basby. I'm so happy it's in there.
100%. Very happy.
But yeah, do you want to plug your channel?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No?
It's fine.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if you want, I can just put it in
Yeah.
the thing later.
That
But
would be
yeah,
good. Yeah.
that was our
Yeah,
review.
just leave it.
That was our review. 7 out of 10. I think both of us gave it. Can't wait to see episode 2 next Saturday. It's gonna be great. I actually am happy that these things are on Saturdays because with my real life job, I'm always gonna have Saturdays off, so I'll always be able to do these. So I'm excited. Cannot wait. If leave a comment, like, subscribe, check out my most recent video. It actually seems to be doing really well. Bleach has no swordsman video. There are other ones on the channels like the best race in Bleach. Definitely check that one out as well. Y'all have a good day. Please watch the episode. Support the official release. Don't watch leaks. If you need to watch it, we have some stuff in the Discord that will allow you to watch it. So just let us know. Y'all have a good day. Bye.